Hi everyone, welcome to another video from our World of Flowers floral shelf page, and we have this one here to do today. Now I sort of think of the polychromos in three sets of blues. So there are these ones which are sort of the sky ultramarine type blues, there are the phthalo blues, and then there are the sort of more turquoisey blues. So that's what I'm going to use today, but I am going to mix it up a bit more with later pots and things. We're going to keep using blue, but we shall mix it up. So today I am going to be using these three, I think. The sort of cobalt blues, which I always find really pretty. So I'm going to start with the cobalt turquoise. We're using polychromos as we have for the other two. We're going to use them for all of this page. I always think it's probably easier for you if I use the same pencils for a whole page. I'm just going to give it a brush before I start. There we go. And I'm going to start here. I'm going to do the same as I have been doing for all of the pots. So make it darker on this edge and then lighter towards the middle. And hopefully we can make this pot look a bit more rounded as well, like we did with these two. Again, we may need to use an even darker shade to just exaggerate that look, but we'll see how it goes. I'm trying to just use gentle layers and strokes to build up the colour. I really like this colour. I don't know if I would say it was my favourite polychromo blue, but it is within that, within my favourites. Okay, now I'm thinking I'm going to use this colour through in different places. I don't want to do a stripe so it goes sort of dark, middle, light, dark, middle, light. That'd look a bit too placed. So I'm going to put a layer here and doing exactly the same, fading towards the middle. If you can't find the middle on this one, it's quite easy actually, because this plant is symmetrical and that's the centre there. So that centre bit there is where you want it to be the lightest. But if you accidentally do it a little bit too dark, you can erase. Now, although colour pencils are tricky to erase, you want some of the pigment left behind anyway, so even if it stains the paper or doesn't come up off the page really well, you can just fade it a little bit, and that's all you really need to do. As long as you just build up your layers gently, don't press too hard. You can always go over it with a white and pencil to lighten it, but it does make it into a more milky tone as well, so you have to think about whether that is something that you want or not. Okay, we've done these two. Obviously I think I would do, excuse me, I am tired. I was awake in the night. There was some noise woke me up, but it's okay. I kept trying to go back to sleep and dozing and then hearing the noise again. So, but it's okay. I can cope. And I find in the summer, when we start getting the lighter mornings, which we are now, I don't sleep as well anyway. The light morning, I just wake up early. We've got blackout curtains and things, but chinks of light still get through above, below, through other windows and other parts of the house and things like that. It's just not dark enough for me really. So, but I always think I need a little less sleep at this time of year. I think what I'm going to do actually is use the cobalt green. It's called green, it's not, it's blue I think, to do these shapes, and then the lighter one to do the rest. I'm just going to give this a sharpen. Now we want to try and get that dark to light going on this bit as well, but I quite like the idea of colouring them so they're a bit darker at the bottom and lighter at the top, just because of their shape. So I'm going to do that, but I'm going to try and make them still lighter in the centre by doing less layers as I get towards the middle. So even though it's still a bit darker at the bottom, it's lighter than this edge and than this edge will be. So I'm just building up the layers a bit more. So I'm going to go back through and check that out because we've got quite a big jump between those two. So just going to darken this one up a little bit. Make that a bit darker at the bottom. Darken that one up a bit and this one. It's just a matter of fiddling a bit. And with the joy of Polly's and Johanna's papers, you can just keep adding layers until you think it looks how you want it to. Just going to give that a brush. Okay. I think this is probably one of my favourites, actually. Oops, in the blues. And now we're going to use our lightest shade to do the missing parts. This is the light Cobalt Turquoise. So darker here, and then less towards the middle. And the same on all of the bits. Just building up those layers. And while I'm doing this, I'm going to start thinking about what to do with our flower. I think I'm going to do darker leaves. We've got two fairly light plants so far, so I think we'll do something a bit darker. And I'm going to just try to layer these up a little bit more. It's not looking that different in colour to that one, is it? So I put quite a few layers down. So yeah, I'll probably do something a bit darker, and I was going to do these in pink just to make them look a bit different. I want to make the edges a bit darker like I have with the others. Yes, we've got this colour. This is the Prussian blue. It's I feel it's more in the right sort of colour family. I think it's sharp enough actually. I'm just going to do a little bit on the edges. Now again, where I'm doing it on this darker blue here, I'm going to press a little bit harder and put a few more layers down than when I'm doing it on the lighter areas. I don't want it to really stand out massively, but I just want it to have an impact on the shape. You could use the Payne's Grey, but I think this will work better. Because we're not trying to create direct shadow as much as just a little bit of darker area. Try it again. Quite dark enough for my liking. So I hope everyone's good. I had a good trip into town this morning. It's really busy, and it was before 9 o'clock. The shop I wanted to go to opens at 8 o'clock, which was good. Most shops don't open until 9. I guess people were walking through town going to work. Some people work in town, of course. So I was really surprised at how busy it was. I think I'm going to go for a cobalt green, for the a deep cobalt green, because it will go so well with the cobalt green that we used for the pot. So here it is. It's really dark. I think it's almost the darkest green that we have in the Polychromos, and I shall do a dark base and then fade it, and the same with the tip. So I want quite a lot of layers in that very top, and then less. I'm going to come back in here and just add in some more layers, and we're going to grab another colour to pop in that gap. I'm trying to fade it, It's a little bit difficult in that tiny space, but a bit easier in this one. And we can get our colour going. I'm thinking about what I'm going to cook for tea. That's why I went all quiet. I'm going to roast some chickpeas. I absolutely love chickpeas. I buy these really delicious ones in a jar. They're sort of in brine. I wash them off. And then I put all sorts of spices on them. I can't eat chilli. It doesn't suit me. But I put cumin, coriander, ginger, cinnamon, sumac, and mix it all up with a little bit of olive oil, not too much. And I'm just finding my next green. What's that one? No. And it works out really nice. I think Chrome Oxide Green. It's a new one, this. Look how long it is. I'm not used to having long pencils. Bit of a novelty. So I'm sort of going over what I've done already and then joining it up. I try and leave a little pale area in the middle, but not too much, just so it looks a little bit shiny. We did a similar leaf to this, I think, in our last ivy video, actually. I seem to remember. I don't know if it was these colours. I have a feeling it might be. But we left a white gap in that one. But this one, I'm just going to just join it up, but leave it pale. I'm going to go back over with the darker green after, because it's not quite as dark as I would have liked. But that's okay. It's nice to just build up the colour and see where it's heading, really. So back to the deep cobalt green, and just back into those corners and edges and little areas that I want to be really dark. Yeah, I think I might give the boys some chicken, and I have chickpeas. My one son really dislikes chickpeas. My other son loves them, but he also loves chicken, so he'll be happy. I might roast some peppers, mushrooms. I've got some carrots and broccoli to use up as well. It's going to be a bit of a using up what's in the fridge type of meal. Okay, I know these two here look like leaves, but I've decided I'm going to colour them pink. Just break it up a little bit. Got a lot of bluey greens going on. I'm just picking what colour I like. I'm thinking, yeah, maybe, I don't know, yes. Let's go for magenta. It's a very ready, I think we need something fairly strong, but we're going to break it up a bit. So I'm going to use this on the bottom quite hard, and then just reduce it up. And the same here. And these are all going to be done in the same way. I just think it needs to be a bit dark. And then I'm going to use the light magenta. There we go. Yeah, it's called light magenta. I don't know if you can see. It doesn't really want to show up. But anyway. I always put the colour names in the description, which I hope helps you. I'm just going to fill in that space and sort of blend it up with the dark one. They come together well because it's the same colour family. Nice and easy to mix them up. It just takes a bit of time. Layer it up and mix them together. And then we're nearly done, I think. Let's have a look. Yeah, I think that'll do for that one, won't it? So there is our, I'm not sure what I'm going to call that one. I'll just try and think of names for all of the different videos and plants. I struggle sometimes, but anyway, I'm a bit too yawny, so I think I'm going to go and make that my last video for the day. I hope you have a nice day. I'm going to go and get a cup of tea. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and happy colouring.